Something about old games used to be different. See, nowadays a lot of games don't implement different stuff to do while playing. Now let me specify my point here. I'm not saying that these games are bad by any means. I'm just saying games used to be different. What I'm saying is back in the day, a game would come out and that game would have different sections that introduced new ways of playing it, granted it being from only one mission or two at max. Games like Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, and God of War all had these. And a lot more game titles like, say for example, Jet Li Rise to Honor. But what I'm really going to be focusing on today are the three game series I mentioned above. Again, I don't have problems with the latest installments of these games, it's just that it would have been maybe better if they tried some varied stuff like the old times. Now let's start. Let's start with the first game series now. Resident Evil. Now Resident Evil 7, RE2 Remake, and Village are all great games that I absolutely love playing them, with RE2 Remake being the most played and I still go back to playing it every now and then. But haven't you guys noticed something with RE games now compared to back then? And by back then, I mean specifically RE4. Resident Evil 4 is the masterpiece we all know and love, and we all know why. Great bosses, fun encounters, fun gunplay, and all kinds of stuff, and how it defined that generation. We all know about that, and you've probably heard about it in other retrospectives. We're not here to talk about that, however. I'm talking about the different stuff it did back then that they haven't tried lately or are not trying at all. Let's take a look at this section right here in RE4. The boat section where you're fighting the giant fish thingy called Del Lago. Now notice how different this section is from the whole entirety of the game. The whole game up until this point was all just shoot, kick, knife. But not here, it's not. In here, the whole thing has changed and what you're doing is completely different. How you beat the boss is completely different. You're on a boat with some harpoons that you have to throw them at the big shark, and it's so much fun and can be hard at times. You're doing stuff like moving out of the way so that you don't crash the boat and fall, and if the latter happens, then you have some swimming to do. So basically, you have to keep on damaging it with the harpoons, and at some point the shark hides underwater and you have to spam it with the harpoons, so that when it gets too close, it withdraws and comes at you from another side. Rinse and repeat until you beat it. There, that's how you make a game vary in style. Or we have another example, and it's the first encounter with Krauser. I mean, yeah, sure, it's a long quick time event, but hey, it's fun and we all accepted it. And that's my point here. You never see stuff like that in the new RE titles. And it's not a bad thing. Like, I really love RE games that are coming out these years. It's just, I don't know, it's a thing with all the new games nowadays. They never try different stuff. Coming in second is Devil May Cry. Now listen, I know this game is played for its stylish combat and fun combos and stuff. Like, I play this game almost every day and that's the exact reason I play it for. It's so replayable, man. This DMC5 is just mwah. But let me state my point in here and show you how it got the same treatment that RE got. And that doesn't even make nowadays games worse. It's just the games are much more grounded now with some set amount of play styles. Now Devil May Cry 5 is actually my second favorite game of all time, and I love that game to death. Yet at the same time, I wish it included a gamey section where you have to drive the Cavalier as Dante. Or maybe some sections as V where you're on top of Shadow and you have to dodge through obstacles. Something fun and not serious, something that shifts a little from the best combat design of all time. Maybe a little secret mission playing with Nero's punchline or anything really, I don't know. Now let's get to the history lesson. In this mission, in Devil May Cry where you're fighting Mundus. Now this is not the craziest, most fun thing ever in the world, but it completely changed the game's field of view and how you play it. Basically changed it to a retro plane type game, making it both fun and challenging. And I just wish DMC5 had some of that, honestly. Not really wish, but I don't know, whatever. And now for the last one, God of War 2018. Honestly, with this one, I don't know how to start it. God of War 2018 is amongst one of my favorite games of all time, but it still joins in with this video right here. because it changed so much and ditched a lot of fun stuff that the older games had. Starting with God of War 1 all up to 3, having great wall climbing that gave you some enemies that kept you busy and kept you with the game. Also having not a lot but still some decent rope movements and action, also some unique gameplays like God of War 3's instruments. Also, the all-time great God of War 2 horse section. Where do I begin? What a nostalgic fun thing that was, remember? I'm sorry, I know it's all over the place, but at the moment I only have the game for my PS Vita, so bear with me please. I hope it doesn't look like poor shit, so yeah, I just wanna get my point across. Back to the gameplay. Just look at all the fun someone could have while playing this. How the controls are simple yet amazing, and how later on it gets even more fun after you get the bow. All in all, a lot of fun to be had and it can be challenging if you play the very hard mode. Yeah, what you're seeing on screen is a new game plus on hard mode. This is nothing really, just play it on very hard for the first time without any upgrades. It's gonna be really challenging and fun. Play it again with New Game Plus, it's still fun to go through. Especially the second time you go on top of the horse, I forgot the name. Yeah, a lot of fun to be had in here. And also, I'm not forgetting God of War 3's flying sections, where you fly straight up with Icarus wings around the chain of balance. It's also fun. Maybe not as good as God of War 2, but still decent. And let me make myself clear here. I'm never hopping into God of War 3 just to play this part or just to get to it. No. I play God of War 3 for its awesome, gory, crazy, stylish combat. Also the amazing bosses and enemy types that you fight. But as you can see, it's fun to have a fun kind of mini game in an action game, just for the sake of fun. So yeah, that's all for the God of War series. There are a lot more games that I can touch on to right now. Like we have God of War, not really God of War, sorry. We have, okay, where do I go? We have Jet Li, Rise to Honor, that's the one that comes to my mind right now. It had a lot of, oh my god, like, other than the normal action that you have, the combat, you can go stealth mode against the cops. And then there are sections where you're kicking people off their motorcycles. This is not even in the script. I'm just thinking about all this and I'm just like, whoa, games really were that much different back then. Like what I can recall, yeah, playing Ghost Rider on PS2. Yeah, man, the motorcycle sections, those were really fun. What else? And Bayonetta, it might be crazy when I tell you guys this little secret right here, but I've never played Bayonetta. But I love it to death, and I might buy it later on. I don't know if you guys wanna see me play through Bayonetta after the God of War 3 playthrough. Just leave it down in the comment section. Anyways, that's it really for today. See ya.